I am ranking all 82 maps that comes with Cities Skylines. This episode is Industries DLC. This series is tournament style with the best map from each DLC sent to the final round to determine which map is truly the best map in Cities Skylines. Here's the point breakdown. Transportation accounts for 4 points with highways, railroads, shipping, and airports counting for 1 point each. Resources are worth 2 points, half a point for each type of resource. How the map looks is worth 3 points, and personal preferences account for 1 point. The maximum any map can score is 10 points. The first map is Green Peaks. Starting with the highways, they're pretty flat. The bridge isn't the greatest, but it's not bad. A terrible vanilla interchange, I hate it. This is pretty good though. Everything looks good this way. Pretty interesting custom interchange here. It works, but I think this is too steep. Yeah, I don't have too many complaints about the highways, so they're pretty good. Rail, pretty flat. It actually goes all the way through. Yep, the rail line is good there. Do I have another one? I do have another one. Pretty good. It's a little bit hilly, but it's not bad. Then we got this, it's not terrible. A little bit bumpy over here. Might have a couple steep areas. But all in all, the railroad's pretty good. As for shipping, it's pretty average. It's doing nothing unique here. There's a lot of buildable area for airports. You just have to kind of be careful which one you select. But yeah, you can pretty easily build an airport in here. It's not perfect, but you can do it. I mean, this is the industry DLC, so I'd hope the industries would actually be good. So we got plenty of farming and a little bit of forestry. Just a little pocket of ore is in the first tile, but you can get ore pretty easily. There's some clusters of oil, so there's a bit of everything in here, which makes it above average. I like the look of this map. It's not my favorite looking map, but it is definitely a pretty good one, so it's above average. And since everything is pretty average with this map, that is how much I want to play it. Pretty average. The second map is Marble Canyon. Let's start over with the highways over here. It's pretty bumpy, it's pretty steep. That's really steep, that's not good. We have a vanilla interchange, which of course is always blah for me. And then that's pretty steep as well. Well, highways aren't so great. Oh, that's pretty steep. Is there any others? Nope. That's the only highway, and it's not good. Let's take a look at rail. Well, you got a roller coaster immediately. That's terrible. The whole thing's a roller coaster. Oh my goodness. When we come over here, it's all bumpy. It's just a big roller coaster. That is awful. That is just terrible. No. And it does it on the other side too. That is so awful. This is all just terrible. The rail is horrible. Look at this roller coaster. This whole thing's a roller coaster. This should have never been built. Big roller coaster. For having rails here, they did a pretty terrible job at it. It gets a 0, so it doesn't make sense that there's no shipping industry. There's plenty of room for shipping. This makes no sense at all. Shipping gets a 0 as well. Airports, there's a lot of elevation changes just about everywhere. There's not really a good place to build an airport. This is not looking good. So hopefully, since it's an industries map, it can actually do well in the resources. And it looks like it's doing just that. It's a little bit above average. The look of this map is pretty boring. The hills don't look that great. It looks like something that I would do. And I'm not good at building mountains, so yeah, it's not great. It's pretty boring, pretty plain, just below average, and I would not play this map at all. I don't like it. The third map is Pearl Bay. Starting over in the highways, we got pretty flat highways. That's good. It's always a good sign when it starts out flat. It doesn't seem too steep. Got a vanilla interchange. Blech. Yeah, this is why I don't like the vanilla interchanges. They just don't function well. I'm gonna go up this way. It's a little bit steep up in that direction, but it's not bad. And over here, it's not bad. It's a little above average. Railroads, pretty flat on this side. And we get to, oh my god, what is this? Okay, can it redeem itself? It's a little bit steep over here. Yeah, it's not great. It's a little bit steep, it's bumpy. Ah, railroad's not doing so hot. This is atrocious. That's atrocious. Like, bounce, bounce. Wow. That's awful. Oh, not good over there either. Oh, that's a shame. This one had potential too. That's too steep. That's bouncy. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Oh my gosh. This is terrible. Railroads are terrible. Well, the shipping industry is so unimaginative, it's not even funny. Like, they could have gone up here a little bit. It didn't. That's not great. You would think that airports would be pretty easy to build on here, but surprisingly, it's not that easy. You'd have to flatten out a lot of land just to do that. Well, you get every single industry in the very first tile. You get plenty of industry. That's perfect. I do really like the look of this map. I think this map has a lot of potential. There's just a few things that it could get changed, and yeah, this volcano here is especially unique. I really like the volcano. So yeah, I really like the look of the map, but I wouldn't be willing to play it unless I made some major changes to like the railroad and the highways. The fourth map is Twin Fjords. The highway starts out at a weird place, but I mean, at least they made it pretty flat, so that's good. And then it does this. That is awful. And then it does that. That is also awful. Oh my goodness, this map is off to a bad start. Well, we got a little bit of a hill here. It's not terrible. That is really, really steep. Terrible vanilla interchange, and it goes over this way. That's really steep over here as well. The highways are terrible. Let's take a look at railroads. It's just lower down next to the highway. The really, really sharp turn. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That's stupid. It's pretty good for a while. And then this happened. That's awful. This is all atrocious. Then it's probably too steep going up this way. Yeah. Oh, there's another railroad over here too. This one, why is it bouncing up on the mountain? But whatever. That's awful. Oh my gosh, it's just bouncing up and down along the mountainside. This is not good. Railroad's not good either. This is the most unimaginative shipping route you could have ever possibly done. So there's next to nowhere to build an airport. You could do it on top of the mountain, I guess, but it's not a good option. Other than that, like, there's nowhere to put it. That's not good. You know, for being an industries map, this does not have a whole lot of industry. And on top of that, you only get oil in the first one. I mean, a little bit of trees, but not much. You don't get a whole lot of farming, so that sucks. It's mostly oil and ore. I dislike the look of this map. I'm not a fan of it. It doesn't look that great. This is well below average. I would not open up this map ever again if I have a choice. The fifth map is Wood Garden. Starting out with highways, we start out pretty flat, which is pretty good. Can't go wrong with the flat highway, but you can go wrong with vanilla interchange. And then it does get a little bit steep over here, which is not great at all. But then it flattens out. We also have a disconnected highway over here, which I'm not a big fan of, but I get why they do it. And that one's basically flat, so it's above average. The rails, we have the one over here, which follows the highway, literally follows it the whole way. I don't know about that. So the fact that it just followed that highway, didn't go anywhere else, it's average, it's not great. So there's no shipping routes in this map, and I disagree with that because I think there's plenty of shipping capabilities here. So that gets a 0. There is more room than I expected to be able to build an airport. And you can even build it up here, that's pretty good. The only resource that's not available is oil. There's plenty of other resources and you can find them all within your first tile. That's pretty good. But since there's no oil, I have to subtract half a point from that. I do like the look of this map. I think the rivers kind of carving through here look pretty good. I like that. There's not a whole lot of mountainous terrain, but there is a lot of elevation changes, which I do like. And overall, I just think it's a pretty good looking map. I would be willing to play this, but there's other maps I'd rather play first. The winner of the 10th bracket of maps is Green Peaks. If you'd like to see which map wins this tournament, make sure you subscribe and tune in tomorrow to see the next episode. I wanted to take a minute to thank Grahtles for helping me rank all 82 maps. May God bless you and have a wonderful day.